So let's think about this. I want to sell the component, so last time when I did this I created a new component selling thing. I might do a similar thing. First, shall we just get it sold? I think that's the best thing. So, we want to add it back to the equipment market, and we want to take the money away. That is what we'd like to do. So, the money is easy. You know how much it costs, we just check the value on the particular component, which is easy to do. This is the actual component here. It's the actual physical ship component object. We know how much it costs because we can just do C value. In this thing, do we know who we're dealing with? We don't have humans, so we can't sell yet. Okay. So we're going to need to pass into the screen equipment controller the person who's doing the controlling rather than just the ship, because we are going to need to buy things from them and sell them. Okay. Let's think about this. We're also going to need some sort of market object, something that displays what's available to buy and sell. And really that's kind of like a trade options object, because it's almost like a contact point between a seller and a market. Interesting problem. I think at the moment I'm just going to pass these things separately. It's tempting maybe to combine them into a sort of a trade contact object with a market that you're dealing with and also the person who's buying and selling, but at the moment I don't think I'm going to do that. Let's just take the money for now. So, in order to test this, I don't really want to test it through the user interface. I think I'm very tempted to create a new DCI object for this action, so that the selling is wrapped up. Yeah, I'm tempted to do that. Let's get rid of that for the moment. We're also going to do the theme. So the code that we're going to need, which Emily commented out, is going to be a we've just created an estate trade. Trade estate. Now we need going to create a trade component, trade ship component object. And then we're going to pass it the ship component trade. And we're going to pass it the human, which we don't have yet, that we want to work with. Then if we execute that trade, that will take the money from the human and put the ship back into the market. We're going to need a market too. Component ship component market. This is going to contain a collection of components that are for sale in this particular location, and I think this is probably going to either belong to the planet itself, or it's going to be part of an individual's ability to buy and sell, potentially an AI person. I think that's probably preferable, because that means that then you can trade with the official AI person who's on the planet who's responsible for ship components, maybe like a garage or something. You can also trade on the black market with Frank's garage or something like that. So I think that's probably preferable. But anyway, I'm not going to do that just yet. That's the kind of object we want. Okay, well, if that's the kind of object we want, we're going to take this as a template. Let's save this. What I'm doing here is I'm creating a new test. Trade ship component. I like to have have a test before I start anything else. We can get rid of most of this. This is a piece of code I wrote last night, or 2-3 nights ago. You're welcome to go and have a look at some of the previous videos if you want to see how the trader state was created. Okay, so we're going to need a human, we're going to need the ship component market, which doesn't exist yet, but we'll come to that. We're also going to need a ship component, which we've got a factory for, so we can. We don't really need one at this point. They're kind of hard to create. Factory ship component. Let's see. We can just do a component library build and build a regular one from test data. Ship. How do we create one of these? We have to pass in a model. Yeah, they are kind of annoying to make. So I'm going to make that a pointer and we'll construct that inside here. We don't need a city, we don't need a body, that's like a planet. Let's just start with the basics. At the moment we're just selling, so get rid of that. Right. Okay, so that was just the template. We've now created our new test, which doesn't have any tests in it yet. So sweet. Trade ship component test. Let's call this selling a ship component. Okay. Takes the money from the player, or I should say, from the purchaser. Trader. Trader could be either. I think they're the it's either like the vendor or the customer. Customer is a good word, because you don't want to say trader, because that could be the vendor. I don't want to use buyer and seller because I might reverse that later. Okay, so let's create one of these. Test trade. Oops, that's not a trade state. It's trade ship component, and this should be trade ship component. So test trade ship component test. Test sell. Now Bob presumably is going to be given some money for that. Well, if we're selling, he just needs a component. So we just need to make one. And obviously selling doesn't take money from the customer. Gives money to the customer. Okay, let's write some more tests here that we're going to need. Vendor. This is the component, ship component, and the market. Market is going to be a very simple collection of components, I think. We'll just start with that. Okay. Close all the other stuff down. Right. I'm going to put false in these. All this does is just make sure that I can't check in this code, because the test won't run. If the test won't run, the code won't build, and the game won't be released. And I check in. Okay. So there's a few pieces we're missing here. We're missing a ship component market. So this isn't even going to run. Let's see how far it gets. So we've got a few errors here. Okay, unknown type human, we can fix that very easily. I'm just including the human code. Unknown type ship component market. Yeah, okay. Well, we can speculatively do this. It doesn't exist. Ship component we can get is when to go by mail, that's in human, so that's fine. Let's see how far that gets. That won't get very far at all. Okay, ship component market. Well, we can create that. Component market. So let's make this. If and if ship component market h. Let's stick these in. Okay, namespace. Namespace is always song. Okay, so now let's just create a ship. For the moment, I have no idea what's going in this. I'm just going to leave it mostly blank. At least we'll get us going. I don't try and write my code until I've got a test that's actually exercising it. Otherwise, I'm not sure what I'm going to write there. Okay, let's have a look. Okay, so that looks like it's running the tests. So it compiled, and it managed to get through this test, but obviously these failed. Okay. Okay, so now I need to actually do the trade. Do it here. Okay. Right, so seller group control, we had a template what we wanted. It's going to look like a component, market, and Bob. Whatever the component is worth, I want to then give that to Bob. So, check. Say we have, let's pick a component. So, first we need to make one of these from the factory. That's fitting from the component library. I have access to that. That's all fine to do, to access that. So, ship factory. So if I just create a new one of those briefly. I'm going to need ship factory here. Put that at the top. So it's constructed first. That'll give me a blueprint library which will generate a set of blueprint ships from my test code. Let's have a look at what my components look like. So let's just pick an engine. These things don't have values yet. Value just describes how much they're worth. So this is test data, so I can just make this stuff up. Let's choose different numbers. These things, quite a lot here because this allows me to create an entire ship. I don't need values for all of them because it would set them to 0 otherwise. But I think we'll just sell that one. Doesn't need to have value. Let's just sell an engine. So need this code here. So let's make our component, which we will then own. The component library, which is in ship factory component library, build the ionizer 400. Now, if that's the case, if we're building one of those, we're going to need to then destruct, and then just simply delete that component. Oops, that's fine. Okay, see if that compiles first as a starting point.